All right, guys, welcome to the Mandalorian and the Jedi. We are here, part of the Portal Room. Um, Jedi Joe and I have teamed up to do some Star Wars content together. Because Marky Mark decided that he was going to branch off his tag team partner, who currently holds the media belts, and go with Jay Fizzle for wrestling. So I grabbed me a partner. That's right, Mark. I'm stalking you. I'm watching you. I'm hungry. I want
Yeah,
that belt.
buddy.
I want that belt, sir.
I see that.
But, gentlemen, this is the day I have been waiting for because this is the day. Oh my God, Darth Maul, 98% critic score, 92% uh, audience score, highest score of any Star Wars show ever. Or any Star Wars content, as far as I'm concerned. I can't remember anything having a 98 for the critics in the first couple of weeks, and then it just drops. This one has not dropped. This has been steady. I think at one point it was like at 99. I think it dropped down to 98, if I'm not mistaken. But 98 on the critic score, 92, 92 on the audience score. Let's talk about some Darth Maul. I want to start off by saying this first. Hey there, Taco Cat. Let me say this first. I still think Anakin be damned about the chosen one. I think Maul would take him. If Maul was not in the state that he was, I think Maul would take Vader.
So I was watching that yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, because everybody was looking at when Darth Vader walked off, he was doing everything one-handed, and he showed absolutely no effort in his attacks and his defense over Maul. But I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
I was thinking about that. I was like, but Obi-Wan has beaten Maul and Vader or Anakin. So I couldn't say who would win in a fight between the two of them because they can't even beat Obi-Wan. So I had that in my mind
I was
last
looking.
night.
I was looking at. I was
Well,
looking at. I mean, seriously, you got a damaged Maul.
You have a damaged Anakin. He's in pain constantly in that suit.
Dude,
man,
no man,
you
come
see
on,
that
man, give me
where
a break. That's
how
bullshit. I
He
mean,
is
that suit.
designed.
He's
He's
in
designed to
anger.
keep him in pain.
He's set. This is not. He's still mobile. He's still able to do what he's doing. Maul is shaking. His leg is frying. He's not at top. You know what I'm saying? Let's not go into the semantics of his suit keeping him in his Sith form. Come on, man. Vader can move. He's mobile. We're talking about a dude that's been his leg is shorted, then he gets hit again. You see what I'm saying? It's not like he's full.
Yeah.
Let's not go into this whole thing where we're Anakin. Well, the suit is doing now. The suit is keeping him and pushing him, keeping him at his top peak level.
No, it's keeping him below his top peak. It's keeping
Nah,
him in
this suit,
constant
dude,
pain.
he
That's
lost
what
his
they
top
said
peak shit when he got his
when
shit
they talked
fried.
about it. They were like, what is it? Palpatine designed the suit so he would never be at his top form. That's
yes.
why the suit is like that. Anakin is better off without the suit on. So
Oh,
yeah,
definitely, definitely. But what I'm saying is he's ready to go versus somebody that's injured.
okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Come on, man. Let's not get semantic where the suit is doing this and holding him back. I don't want to hear that bullshit. He's Vader. He comes off Rogue One. He's whipping ass like there ain't no tomorrow. So don't give me that the suit is holding him back bullshit. He's going down. If I'm telling you now, I still think be damn this chosen one bullshit. Let's just throw that out of there. I'm
I was
tired of hearing
looking
this
at it with if
Vader, the chosen one, the da da da.
right.
Whiny little boy gets his legs chopped off, didn't do what he was supposed to do, blames the Jedi, kills women and children,
Yeah.
gets redeemed at the end of one movie, and everybody's like, "Oh, I feel sorry for him." I don't. He should have went. I mean, he had to die because if he didn't, he'd have been in jail.
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking if you want to talk Maul versus Anakin, you have to do Maul with his legs, not Maul, versus Anakin as an adult. Then that would be more of a fair fight, and see who would win something like that. Where Maul on before any of that happened. Do you think Maul would beat Anakin Skywalker?
Anakin Skywalker.
Not Darth Vader, Anakin.
Well, we
Anakin,
know he
see
can't because
now,
it's the Clone Wars.
Anakin is different. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But he couldn't really defeat Dooku at first. So yeah, I mean, where is Anakin at? Is Anakin? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where is we putting Anakin at? Where are we putting Anakin at? Are we putting him at say
right before he killed children.
before he killed children? Okay. No, before he killed children. No, I don't think so. I think I was watching it today. Believe it or not, I was watching episodes 1, 2, and 3 today, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, I like him better when he's in Clone Wars than I do on screen.
Yes.
I was going to say Clone Wars is good, especially if you talk about what was that planet where the guys were all went to that place where they were misshapen, every guy on the planet, and they had their hands torn off, and um, what is it? Anakin actually lost his hand, and then they all took their hands off. I can't even remember what episode that was, but I thought that was a great episode.
Well, I
Um,
mean, it's when you look at this, right? I'm sitting there and I'm rooting I'm rooting for Maul, right?
oh yeah,
But I know what's coming. When the Inquisitors come, I'm all I can sit there and say is Vader can't be too far behind.
oh yeah,
Everybody's like, no, I think it's more Palpatine. I'm like, listen to me. So let me explain this to you. Vader is in control of the Inquisitors. Those are his dogs to let off the leash. They don't talk to the Emperor.
no,
Nobody talks to the Emperor but Vader.
yep,
It doesn't work that way. Where Sidious is, oh yes, I got these Inquisitors. No, this is all Vader. And I knew it was just a matter of time because we have been waiting for this matchup and it did not disappoint. This matchup to me did not disappoint. You want to talk about seeing at the end of Rogue One, I'm like, oh shit, that red saber came out. This is it. You all of you are dead. No one is surviving this little tunnel with Vader.
yeah.
Maul. And I'm watching this man handle him and two Jedi with one hand.
One hand.
As if to say, yes, very good. Ha. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But what really got me was when he was touching that stone. He was rubbing, and Vader's hand came through the stone.
Oh yes.
Dude, I have never been prouder to be a Star Wars fan than watching that moment.
Another good one was when the girl finally turned to the dark side.
Oh, look, Devin, I'm telling you now. Now you guys know I am the Captain Kirk of this crew. I love my blue, green, and all kind of colored women. Devin is really like, if she grows up to be like Talon, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I could you I mean, they're only giving us right now. We only know 2 seasons, 2 seasons, right? So you get the first 2 episodes they drop. They already greenlit season 2,
Okay.
and I'm sitting there going, okay. I think the Acolyte tried to do the same thing, didn't it? They tried to greenlight it, or didn't they wait? Or did they wait?
They waited.
Yeah, well,
The,
yeah, but Andor, they kind of waited with Andor too, because I think by the middle of the season, they're talking about, oh, we're gonna do a season 2, and I'm like, why?
Yep.
I don't really see a need, but okay. Um,
right?
Now,
I really enjoyed this. Even that one episode, I think it was like episode 5 and 6. I think episode 5 was the one, or episode 7. where they kind of slowed down and they were telling you some of the story. You know what I mean? They were putting you back on track so you know exactly who was what was going on. And that's where I was kind of like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, I'm telling you, uh, much respect for the way they did all this, and then bringing in uh, driving Voss, tying it into Solo.
Yes.
I
This is where they
was
should have been with Star Wars to begin with, not Alkalite and all that. This is where the storytelling needs to be.
well. I look. You have no argument. You have no argument from me. I think though. Uh, I mean, we've always talked about this. That we hope that they would go away from the Skywalker saga and kind of
Hmm.
go into another direction.
Yeah.
But you went into another direction and it was disastrous. You come out with episode 7 and then you have the travesty, which is episode 8, which completely fractures your fan base. And then you call back in the guy that made episode 7, and then you tie his hands, and then you start telling him, no, hey, we need you to put this toy in the movie. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. He goes, yeah, but we're selling these toys. So, and then the toy manufacturers say, look, we're not buying any more of your stuff. We're not doing this anymore. This is what literally happened. They stopped. Your toys aren't profitable. Your toys aren't profitable anymore. So what do? They go back to the original stuff. So for 7 years we haven't had a Star Wars film on the big screen, and now we get mall drops. Well, Kathleen Kennedy leaves, mall drops, and now we're getting Mando and Grogu, and I'm still kind of skeptical on that. I mean, I'm a big fan. I love the stuff, but I'm real skeptical. Should we see Kira in season 2? We kind of have to.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was trying to figure out how they're going to tie that to Solo since you have what's his name that appeared when he saved Maul at the end. And I was like, well, she's got to be in the upcoming episode. So
Hmm.
my question for you guys is, this season was 10 episodes at 24 minutes an episode. Do you feel like it was rushed, or do you think they took their time in doing it? Because I felt the last 2 episodes for me were kind of rushed. You could have. Why are they making every season 10 episodes now? Why can't they spread it out a little bit longer to kind of develop what's going on? Because that last little bit when they were walking through, um, I don't know. It just seemed like it was a little bit rushed for me.
No, we don't have an attention span anymore. And look, and to be honest with you, Disney ain't got the money anymore.
Okay. I hate that they're
They
only
don't
10
have they don't
episodes.
have the money. Look what they did to the Mandalorian. $167 million to make this movie, the movie that brought you back into Star Wars. I mean, yeah, this show brought you back into Star Wars. They make a movie out of it. They spend over 300 million to make the Acolyte. I don't know how much they spent on Ahsoka. And we all know that Andor was ridiculously catered to,
Yeah.
but you only spent $167 on the Mandalorian.
You can see where they're
Make it make
prioritizing,
sense.
right? Yeah, well, you can see. All I'm asking, you don't even have to do 20 episodes. You could have just did 16. Give me 6 more episodes to kind of expand the story a little bit, where you're not rushing to put something out there like that. That's all I'm asking for.
I don't feel that it was rushed. I
But
liked it. I mean, you gave me a nice cliffhanger. You 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 give me this Jedi and the apprentice from the purge, and they're stuck on this planet. Maul is coming in the power, and now you tie in Solo, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I
You
don't
get to see
feel
his
that,
trauma too,
huh?
and you get to see Maul's trauma too. What's forcing him to go?
Yeah, that was a little bit unexpected.
Well, going on what Mark was saying, I think for me, I think like you were saying, Calabas, each ending of the episode gave you some sort of cliffhanger to the point or a tease to make you want to watch the next two episodes. And then you had that one episode where it was more of a filler, more of a storyteller, which is still was pretty good. But for me, I would have wished for the episodes to be a little bit longer, just maybe a little bit more action here, a little bit maybe a more storyline here. But all in all, plus watching two episodes for 45 minutes, that's not bad. But I kind of wish the episodes were a little bit longer, but I don't think it was rushed. I was very pleased with how they did it. If that helps with Mark's question.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
pretty.
I mean, you gotta remember too that it's a cartoon. They're not here to, you know what I mean? 45 minutes for a cartoon. That's kind of pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's even though we as fans are sitting here going, they made this for us, it's still a cartoon, you know what I mean? And you can't, an hour. You know what I mean? I really don't see that happening when most cartoons are 22 minutes after commercials. I mean, before commercials. So
Oh
they
yeah.
gave you, they gave you 45 minutes, which is basically two cartoon shows in one episode. So you're really getting four in one, in one setting. You see what I'm saying? Like an episode of He-Man or G.I. Joe. How many episodes were there?
For what?
Ted,
Taco Cat said they were $43 million per episode for the Acolyte.
they should have saved that money.
Could have been worse. He could went the Dragon Ball Z route and gave us leading up to the fight
Oh,
over and over.
look, don't you start with that. Don't you start with that. Oh my god, that 8 episodes.
8 episodes of The Alkalite.
8 episodes of the Acolyte at 43 million.
Mm-mm-mm.
$344 million. You see what I'm
Well,
saying? You gave 344 million for a trash show. But the show that brought people back to your franchise,
You're not even offering that.
you're not even, yeah. So it just kind of seems like, before she left, she was like, guess what? I'm not giving you a lot of money to do this thing with.
yeah,
I mean, but they were technically already bleeding money anyway. They lost the
kind
Star
of
Wars
choke it.
Hotel. I never got to go to. I was saving up, but I never got to go to. I wanted to go to. They changed Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge was originally supposed to be original trilogy, but somebody stepped in and said, "No, let's do this for the new fans. The old fans, they weren't, what I mean. Let's do this for the new stuff." And then we get sequel trilogy. And then as soon as she leaves, they revert it right back to the original trilogy, and they keep the sequel trilogy towards the ride that, of course, they can't undo because they spent millions and millions of dollars on. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I hear it's one of the better rides in the park. Um, I've never rode it, so I couldn't tell you firsthand. I've ridden the Falcon, yes, and I'm going to ride it again next year. But I do want to see what the Ride of the Resistance is like. I just don't care for that timeline. You know what I mean?
Well,
And it was a waste of time.
well,
Why would you do that?
I thought I've been seeing something advertised saying that Smuggler's Run is getting ready to change.
It already has.
Oh, did it already
It
have?
already has.
Okay.
Yep. It's the Mandalorian now. Just like half this, well, most of the stuff that Disney already put out there has sold out online. Sold out already. The Mandalorian armor kit, the soft parts, some of the most of the buckets, all that stuff is sold out. So this is what I was saying that the Mandalorian has to. They're tracking it at 80 to $100 million opening weekend, which is the worst opening weekend for a Star Wars film ever. Solo only did 101. I still believe the Mandalorian will do more than $101 million.
Hmm.
I believe that. I believe that. You know, I know one thing. I know the merch is selling out. You go to Walmart, most of those carts are kind of empty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those carts ain't full no more.
Oh, yeah.
And this is coming from a guy who goes there, and I'm looking. I bought my hoodie. I bought my two t-shirts. I bought my popcorn buckets online because I didn't want to get there and then I get sold out because they're scalpers that will take it and do their thing.
Last week when I
You
was
know.
in there, the only thing they had in there was the micro Galaxy sets.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Nothing else. I think there was like one Lando figure.
Well, we all know why Lando's there, don't we? But I mean, this show kind of gave me hope for whatever else. There's a rumor that they're still trying to talk about retconning the sequel trilogy and putting it in its own timeline and exploring Luke and the rest of the the rest of the cast, or basically not saying much, distancing themselves from the sequel trilogy and kind of playing out what happened with Luke and all them and the Resistance and all that in the New
Are they going
Republic.
to do it as a Legends thing, or are they going to do it as their own timeline type thing?
No, what they're saying is they're doing it now. They're doing it right now because you have Mando who kept our timeline going, and they were kind of loosely weaving that into the sequel trilogy. At one point it was said that they were trying to reconnect the sequel trilogy to the Mandoverse, right? And trying to keep it all one thing. Now they're kind of basically kind of like soft quitting the sequel trilogy and expanding on Luke, the Academy. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I just there's no more. If you think about it, is there a use for Ray? No one's buying
Not
Ray
real.
merch.
It's their
No.
use for Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just you can't really you can't really it's not a viable product and they know it now. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, the way things are going, it's really gonna have to be it's gonna really be tough to get fans to come back. The ones that they've kind of insulted on, and with Hidalgo laughing at Star Wars theory because he saw Luke and he was crying. I was screaming. I'm like, that's Luke effing Skywalker. Holy, you know what I mean? I never thought it would happen.
Yeah.
Never thought it would happen. You know what I mean? And now I'm kind of rooting for the bad guys. I love my Mandalorian, but I want to see
Admiral
people.
complete.
Yeah,
Oh wow. I'm trying to think. I don't think I own anything from the the
I know
sequel.
I don't.
Yeah.
I know I don't, except for that Millennium Falcon. I've got well, but that's Galaxy's Edge Millennium Falcon. So no, I don't own anything. That's a Galaxy. I'm gonna look. I'm retconning myself. That is not a sequel trilogy Millennium Falcon. That's a Galaxy's Edge Millennium Falcon. Um,
Never did
it's
like
just not a viable source. Yeah, it's just not a viable source. But you finally again. I am not saying that Vader is not top tier. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I think. I mean, Star Killer gave Vader a good run for the money. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I just think Maul, if he was not injured, him and Anakin can go at it, and it would be a hell of a fight. That's what I'm saying. Let me say that it would be a hell of a fight. But my thing right now is that everybody's like Vader, 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 and I'm like, you know what I mean?
Well, you know,
Uh,
when you watch the film, and I saw another guy actually kind of doing like a little documentary while he's watching it. You kept seeing Maul doing what he normally does against everybody that he fights, and then when he gets a hold of Vader, it's a totally different fight. And he you hear him say it in the episode where this is something else. This is like like maybe Vader hits harder or is faster than the average Sith or something is different about this particular fighter over what he's used to. And that's what I thought was cool. I didn't expect them to identify that. So in for me watching the show and actually thinking about the episode and everything, it's really interesting. They actually make Vader look good and they make Maul look good, and it tells equally about their powers. I mean, I have fought different people and I could turn around and tell you, hey, I'll hit you the same way, but yet there's always someone that could hit a little harder and maybe a little faster once they read you and fight you a little longer. Did y'all notice when one of the Jedi Masters injured or hit Vader? Vader got even harder and stronger because of that. I mean,
well, he was
I,
pissed. I mean,
oh yeah, it
it's
was
the Sith thing. Sith
it
feed
was
off of
great.
well,
the
we got to
Sith
see
feed off
Vader's
of
power.
anger. So yeah, I mean that was no. I mean he did the same thing with Luke. Remember on Cloud City when Luke hit that
Yeah,
arm, hear him go and then he just starts wailing into Luke.
Oh yeah.
So I wasn't really too surprised that you know what I mean. I did like that the fact that this was something new for Maul. Like you
right,
said,
right.
that resonated to him. He was like, this is different. He's not like anything else. You know, the
Well, they
other
kind
two
of showed
Mhm.
Inquisitors.
when
Was that
he
Rob?
pulled down the ceiling on the Inquisitors. We saw that
Yeah,
took care of him, but when he tried to do it to Vader, Vader was sitting there raising the stuff back and even throwing it at him, showing he was more powerful.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was going to
he
say the
knew.
Inquisitors, the way they drew it in the episodes, they performed faster than Vader did, even
Yeah.
though Vader was only using one hand. Because the way they were moving their lightsabers, but then it's like they slowed it down when Vader appeared. So that was different as well.
Well,
Hmm.
maybe they're still following that Sith thing that maybe one day we might have to take him out. You know what I mean? Maybe. But I know this. I know that Merrick and the Crow Inquisitor, those two work really well together. Scary well together.
They do. They sure do.
You know what I mean? That was just like watching them going back and forth and jumping and feeding off of each other when they do their hits was like, holy crap, that was something that was neat. Now, sadly, we know the fate of both of those Inquisitors
Oh yeah.
because Ahsoka kills the Crow one.
I thought she killed Merrick, not the Crow one.
No, well, she kills both of them.
She kills this in Ahsoka, the TV show. She killed Merrick.
Merrick,
Yeah. Okay.
and then in the cartoon, she kills the Crow. She
Yeah.
takes his kyber crystal
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was.
and bleeds it and bleeds it white.
Okay. I was thinking
Holy
that and I
crap,
couldn't
man.
remember if that was who she killed.
So, uh, you know, not to play devil's advocate here, though. You know what I'm really hoping to see?
What's that?
Ahsoka and Vader again.
But they appeared
Nice.
in. Didn't they appear in Rebels together?
They did. Don't you remember?
She she left
In
him
the
in.
temple.
Yeah, she left him
In
in
the
the temple.
temple.
The
Okay.
Sith.
Well, she was supposed to die in that temple, bro.
Right.
And remember, Azria comes back on that
Eternal flame.
yeah, he snatches her out of there because Vader was supposed to have ended her there.
Okay.
And that took Ahsoka out of the timeline and created a new timeline because remember, she wasn't supposed to be there anymore.
Right.
And that's why they're kind of saying that where we get the timeline where all this stuff is happening. But I would love for, those two to go back. But that fight between Ahsoka and Maul was, oh my God. Have you noticed that the animation wise, the sword fights are better?
Or they can be in the animation though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only had two things that let me down with this series.
What let you down with this series?
Damn
We
you,
didn't see
Rob.
more of her fighting after she turned to the dark side, and we
Huh?
lost my droid.
And
Okay,
your
I
choice
give
is
you that.
expendable, Rob.
It was a good droid though. I love that droid.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the best droid. Did you see how he manhandled that probe bot?
Oh yes. Yeah, I was kind of
I don't know. I
disappointed
like.
in her turn to the dark side as well. I know that's why Maul pushed her master into Vader. It was
I wanted
kind
to
of
see her fight
predictable.
more once she turned because she was starting to kick ass.
Yeah, but she was doing it in anger, so she was almost there anyway. He
Yeah.
needed to push her. She was almost already there, and that did it because you noticed that she got more powerful when she released her anger.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, we were supposed to get Darth Talon in the new trilogy set because he had the treatment, and Disney said no, we're going to go in another direction. And now Dave Filoni, right? Then Dave Filoni brings this. He has I don't know what Talon's name was before she became Talon, but this is as good as any. And you know what I like about her, Devon's character? She plays to her female strengths, and then when the trap is sprung, she gives that little smile like when she was stealing the car. And she goes, I need to take your car. And they're like, what? And he signals for the other guys and she smiles and then she whips their ass
Mm-hmm.
and takes off with the car. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm kind of what.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I tell you, I really liked the father and son dynamic that they had in that with the detective and his boy. and I think that it'd be kind of interesting to see. You almost kind of thought at near the end who was going to die and who was going to stay, but I
There's
kind of
time.
figured so.
I was
I
going to
kind
say,
of figures.
I'm sorry,
I
go ahead.
kind of figured that no problem. I kind of figured that the dad was probably going to die, but now with the young boy with the in the syndicate and everything, you kind of wonder if he's going to be the opposite of what his dad was and just go into this crime lord and become something more. I'm kind of
No,
interested to see where that
no,
goes.
that's not happening, bro. He's got the droid. Are you forgetting about the droid?
Oh my God, get rid of Two Boots.
The the droid is going to keep him.
Oh
The droid is going to keep him on the
yeah,
straight and narrow.
Yeah, but I
And
still think,
that's the
so.
same droid. The guy
I,
from he was the droid in the Mandalorian that flew the ship. He's also the guy from the BBC series. God, what was that? It was a computer thing, and he was the nerd there. So they get him to come back to do this voice of the droid, and the
is that
droid is going
Alan
to keep him
Tudyk?
safe.
Is it
No,
Alan
not
Tudyk?
him.
No, it's not
No,
Alan.
not
Oh
him.
okay.
No, it's the British guy. He's a British black guy.
Oh okay.
Yeah, yeah. But the droid is going to keep him safe. The droid's not going to let him
I
go into a life
I
of crime.
forgot
What's
all
the
about
droid?
that.
So Maul gets
Yeah.
annoyed with him and puts a saber through him.
I was kind of thinking
Nah,
that
that's not going to happen either.
yeah.
Maul's got too much. He's got plenty of problems because his leg is already charred, and then Vader took a nice hunk out of it.
Oh, Richie Ayoade. Okay.
But you do
Oh,
have
you
to
found
admit
him?
to Maul, he's a
Yeah, his
master
name is Richard
player.
Ayoade. He was in
Yeah.
the IT crowd. I used to love that show.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
the show. Yeah,
he did the
yeah,
movie The Watch, where he was actually the alien that they were fighting against.
yeah. So you have a you know you have a you know what I mean. Eventually, that kid and that droid, unless that droid gets destroyed, which I don't think Disney's going to do that because now the guy's done lost his father. I'm getting a little tired of this deadbeat father thing, though. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't really there for you. And come on, man, not every dad, who works does that. Stop that. Stop that
Oh
narrative.
yeah.
Stop that narrative. Please stop it. Please stop it. I mean, we work hard. We come home. We see our kids. We talk to our kids. Let's not stop this whole. I know I wasn't there for you, but I'm here now. And stop it.
Well, they
Stop it.
weren't making the mother too good either.
Yeah, the
Well,
mother. Yeah,
she divorced the father. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
For
She,
the
enjoyed the
Empire.
empire.
she was total empire.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta. I mean, again, the empire is the legitimate government. Okay. I mean, we as the audience really see all the crap that's going on, but that's not what everyone else sees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, that's not what everybody else sees. I mean, it is what it is. It's like, right now, you know, I mean, not to get too political, but if we started this grassroots movement to remove whoever was in office, you're a terrorist. You're a rebel. You got to be put down. And the only way to fix that problem is to successfully complete that mission, and you overthrew a government.
Well, they
Yep.
showed that by showing the droid how he acted towards the Empire.
Uh,
Well, yeah, I mean, but I mean, there's like so many people. They all say the same thing. Like, well, the Empire is so bad. Yeah, but you as the reader or you as the viewer see that, but a lot of people don't.
We're looking at
You know
it
what I mean? A lot.
outside
Yeah,
Yeah,
instead of
the
being in
Empire was
that
the best
world.
thing ever until they started shooting at him, and then he realized, oh shit.
yeah. What is it? It takes a lot to turn around and now you see it. In Andor, when the guy realizes what they're doing and he can't believe it. You know what I mean? I did like that aspect of Endor, where we're finally seeing what the Empire is capable of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it only happens on these planets that are on the outer rim, where they can really get away with what they're doing. Everybody else falls in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because their bellies are full. They don't have any cares. The war is way out there. It's not touching us over here. We're still shopping and carrying on, and everything's great. You know?
Stepping off your daughters.
Yeah. Well, you have to give it to Mon Mothma though, man. That is one ballsy chick. I mean, she pimped out her daughter to save the universe. I don't know. I'm an anarchist. I'm like, well, let it burn. If it's gonna burn, let it burn. It is what it is at this point. You know? But again, we still haven't seen a real Sith show that gives us the inner workings of the Sith. With Marky Mark showing Darth Bane there with the rule of two, I would love uh, for them to kind of give us that aspect of it, and then where they go into Palpatine rising to power.
Yes, that would be interesting.
But again, I don't think Mark would be too happy because they're not going to get the guy who actually wrote the books to help them do the show.
They're gonna
We're going to get
they're gonna
you
get
know
a watered down piece of crap, and I would be angry. Angry. I'm not even gonna watch it. I would.
look,
I mean, I'm
look, he was
angry
so angry.
about.
I still remember when we were watching Ahsoka and uh God, what's his name?
Grandma.
Thrawn.
Oh, Thrawn.
Yeah, when Thrawn came on and Mark's like, "That ain't Thrawn." I was like, "Wait a minute, I didn't, you know what I mean?" Because all I seen was Rebels. I didn't do the books on
Yeah,
Thrawn. Only thing I knew about Thrawn was when Thrawn was I think he was an admiral with the Kyle Katarn series, and he had Darth Jarek. You remember Jarek?
Yeah.
Um, okay, so that's all I remember of Thrawn, where he was kind of systematic, and he didn't care about their xenophobia because at that time the Empire was humans only, aliens didn't serve, and women weren't in power. Women didn't have officer status because Palpatine apparently hated women and he hated aliens. I don't know where all that came from, but that's what it was.
yeah,
That was kind
And
of weird too.
yeah, it was right.
Yeah.
Like you know what
Thrawn
why wouldn't you?
was the only alien that he trusted at any point. I'm like, well, where did this come from? His
Yeah,
master was an alien.
His whole
So
council was aliens. His
yeah,
master was alien.
yep. I don't even understand that because Darth Plagueis 100% was an alien. So who the hell came up with that idea?
I don't
Hmm.
know. I just remember that was one of the things that drove me kind of crazy because I kept saying, uh, why eliminate part of your population in your workforce?
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, I need things built. I need things done. Women can build just as good as men.
the
You
best
know what I'm
builders
saying?
in the galaxy are, the what is it? What's his name? The Corvettes and all of those are designed on Corellia and stuff like that. The best,
Corellia, yeah,
yeah, the best stuff. So why would you even come up with that idea?
yeah. Seems kind of short sighted on a writer's part.
Yep, 100%.
Um, you know what I mean? Because you have so many different things. But now we're going into this second season, and Maul's got to kill Drayden Voss's, uh, I guess uh,
His boss.
his boss's boss. Yeah,
Yeah.
his boss. and he wants to be leader of Crimson Dawn, but that don't work out too good for him, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's why I was like, you got to bring what's her name? So yeah, it's going to tie into Solo. So I'm excited to see where they go with that.
Yeah,
me
because
too.
Solo deserved a second part because it just pissed me off when they kept saying, no one asked for a Solo movie. I'm like, I did. I don't know
I
what the
was
hell
good
you
with
you
it.
know.
People were upset because it wasn't any Jedi or anything in it, but it doesn't have to have Jedi in it to be a good movie. It's a good story.
No,
I thought
right.
so. I really did. Um,
I enjoyed it. I just didn't like that it changed a couple key things. That was the only problem I had. But I liked the movie.
what key things did it change?
How the mall was, according to the books, which really
What do
irked
you mean
me.
how Maul was?
The mall where the Kessel
Oh, the
Run.
mall itself. Oh, I don't know. I look, I that part didn't. I mean,
Oh,
again, that didn't really bother me. I care less about all that. I didn't like the
Uh,
fact that they. Oh, if you round down, it works. Again, here we go retconning stupid shit like Captain Kirk cheating at the thing.
Kobayashi Maru. Yeah, he did cheat
I
at the
thought
Kobayashi Maru.
right. So he changed the conditions of the test. Da 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 da. And I'm sitting there going, okay, but why do we need to retcon it like that? Where it's, you know what I'm saying? Where these great guys that did these things now they're lesser things because they lied and they stretched the truth about it or something. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't
yeah,
I don't really care for all that. But then a girl comes in and oh, she can do this. She can fix the Millennium Falcon. But she's never been on a starship.
She knows how to use
Okay.
the Force without ever using the Force.
Yeah, and then there, you know what that is? Well, you have to read the book because
Okay.
she downloaded it from Kylo Ren, and I'm like, downloaded?
From when? Because they had
When she's in the,
mind melded together?
yeah, when she's in the chair and he looked into her mind and it went both ways, she supposedly downloaded the information that way.
Awesome. That makes more sense now. Hated it.
huh.
He wasn't a great fighter, anyways.
Well, neither was Finn, and look what happened to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just, I don't know. All I know is we got a good cartoon show.
yep.
Vader showed up and was badass. If Maul don't get that leg fixed, I think now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure they'll have one more standoff.
Yeah.
Between him and Vader?
One, yeah,
Okay. I
one
look
more
at it
standoff.
when I watched the episode and I was sitting there thinking to myself, you know how it ends. Because yesterday I watched, since it was Star Wars Day, I watched Rebels pretty much all day yesterday, and I saw the
Oh, cool.
episode where Maul ends up on Tatooine with Obi Wan, and I absolutely love that episode. And I'm like, this was Rebels was a very good show. I cannot put that down at all. And to see how Maul ends, I was like, this was a good ending for him. So, we're working to see how that happens. I'm somewhat okay with that, but I think going forward, I really want somebody to do something out of this timeline. Don't mess with this anymore. We can go into the past, some 100 years or so, no Skywalkers at all, or you can go in the future, still no Skywalkers at all, and I would be happy to see a story about that. But leave this alone going forward. Yeah, you can give me another season of Maul, but stop trying to put everything into this little timeline because you already know how all the story is going to end because the movies are already that's where you're going for. You're trying to lead up to these stories. You know Maul is going to die on Tatooine by Obi-Wan. You know this is going to happen because of this. So let's leave this alone and start with a completely new timeline. and I would be happy with that.
Well, the only thing about that is they're going to give you that with Ryan Gosling in this. Was it Star Pilot or something like that? What are they calling it?
Who
Um,
wrote that though? I'm not. I'm not.
I look. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell you. I have zero interest, bro. I have zero
I have zero
interest in
interest
a
in that.
Ryan Gosling Star Wars. I
Like
just
we were saying, like you said, I would love a Darth Bane story, but you really got to give me a good Darth Bane story. Don't give me, oh, this is my interpretation of what that would be. I don't want to hear
Wait,
that bullshit.
what are you saying, Mark? You don't want their interpretation of it.
No, hell no. Yeah, I
Well, I
want
mean,
the story. And I love Darth Bane, but I don't want somebody to do a Thrawn on Darth Bane and have him in a suit that doesn't fit and looking all stupid. No, I'm not. I'm not going to see that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I rather them not touch Revan.
Yeah,
I just don't. I'm like you. I'm scared to death that they'll touch Revan. They'll the thing about Maul is you have the creator of Ahsoka, and he has an affinity for certain characters. He has a love for certain characters, and they get to be done right.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They could even go with Prince Caesar from the Shadows of the Empire and give us a good story of how he came to power, which
Well, I
people
mean
won't even know about.
that's kind of where I mean, wouldn't we be in that? I mean, because that's what happened. I mean, well, we got Dark Empire, right? And then we got Dark Empire, or no, Shadows of the Empire takes place in between Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Yes,
Yeah.
But I'm
but I'm
kind of
saying
like
we
with
could get
Mark.
how he came to power there.
yeah, but that's still in the same timeline. We're still with Luke
But it's not part
Skywalker,
of the Empire or anything else because he's in the outer rims
but it's
where the
still the
Empire is
same
not.
timeline though. So you could put Luke Skywalker in that, and I don't want them to do that. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Let
you couldn't because Luke's nowhere near where he is during that time. You don't have to use anybody from the original series to tell a story of him.
They will put that in there. You know that. So
They will. They will.
yeah,
They will
Darth
because
Vader will some kind of way show up.
yeah, they because that's like their only little go to. You know. But all in all, what do you guys think of Maul? Don't everybody speak at once.
All right, so I'll go ahead. Like I said, it's a good show. I wish they had more episodes, stretched it out a little bit longer, just because some of it. I know you guys said no. To me, it felt rushed. What's her name turning to the dark side? It was predictable. Some of it, even the death of the father and the death of the Jedi, that was very predictable. But that's why I want something. Yeah, I'm looking for something different. But all in all, I'm not going to say it was a bad show. So out of 5 stars, I would say it's about 4 stars. I'm excited that it was refreshing from everything else that they've given us. This
Yeah.
was 100 times better than anything else besides. No, because I like the Bad Batch. That was a good show too. So,
Yeah.
it, it's a good show, and the Bad Batch was a good show, and it's 100% better than the Acolyte. I had my issues with Ahsoka. This was better to me than Ahsoka, so yeah, I'm good with this.
I have to admit too that it's I like it a little bit better than Ahsoka. I mean, I liked Ahsoka. I didn't think there was anything super wrong with it, other than
Ahsoka shouldn't have been called Ahsoka. It should have been called Rebels 2 because it didn't focus on Ahsoka. It focused on Sabine. Mostly it was Sabine, and I hated that. So that's my issue with it.
that's my problem right there. You took a Mandalorian and tried to make it into a Jedi, and then said that everybody can use the Force. Everybody has, and I get that, but I'm just getting a little tired that nobody is special anymore, and we can't. We all are. That I don't believe that.
I believe those who work hard are the special ones. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yep.
I'm just getting a little tired that we gotta put out this mediocre table and all get Patricia participation trophies because we showed up and whoa, we're all special. No, no, you're not. You just showed up. You did what you were supposed to do.
Yep.
I get tired of hearing that scenario. And then to retcon Sabine and Ezra, and now you're like a sister to me. I'm like, no, dude, no, you liked her. What is this? You're like a sister to me, crap? Oh, then I see it. So now they're gonna make whatchamacallit, they're gonna make her a lesbian and she's gonna like Hati.
Who?
Sabine. You didn't know that?
Oh no, no. I guess
Yeah.
I don't.
They're gonna have a thing. Watch.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
I don't know. I love the
the only
show.
reason I give Maul a 5 is because
The
I lost
droid.
my droid. If they hadn't done that, I give it a 5, but I have to give it a 4.5 unless they retcon it and say that he uploaded his conscience to that probe droid he attacked, and they bring him back in some way in the future.
Okay. Okay. Well, so
Those
far
legends.
everybody seems to be in the same direction. I'm gonna give a bonus here at the end, but I say Maul is the best thing that I've seen in Star Wars. Matter of fact, at this most recent event, I said it out loud, and I had people like, "Huh? What? Yeah, Maul's the best." There was a person there that was actually dressed up as Maul, but in another character, kind of a mix. Anyways, whether it was rushed, whether it was some of it was predictable, sometimes I'm saying this as fans. Some of us Star Wars fans that have been watching this stuff for years, we kind of start to recognize, certain things. It kind of becomes predictable because we've seen good stuff happen. We know how a good storytell happens. So maybe that's a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing. My bonus to you guys is take the time to watch Mandalorian and Grogu, a special look. It's got a little bit of good, interesting behind the scenes, and you really, really get in the head of John Favreau. And then also it goes into Disney galleries, and again, it's talking about the Mandalorian and all the directors that have been involved in that. What I thought was the most unique is the one of the directors. She was a character in one of the Spider-Man movies. I didn't know she directed. Mandalorian was one of her first ones she ever did, and the episode she did was the one that was where the village, where Mando had landed and helped the villagers prepare for battle. And that
Story.
I thought that was, yeah, I thought that was the best episode, one of the best episodes. So, guys, take the time to maybe spread out your interest just out of Maul and check it out, because sometimes I forget that some of those other original and documentaries are on there. But bottom line is, Maul is probably the best Star Wars thing that I've seen since Andor came out. And drop the mic.
I picked that mic up and slap you with it for saying Andor was one of the best.
No, no. I'm sorry. I said that ever since Andor came out. That's what I meant.
I don't know. I don't put Andor in any of my top tier anythings, but I liked it. I'm giving it a 5. I just I mean, I'm watching people get hit. I'm looking at the art style. At one point, one of the episodes looked like all the backgrounds were like oil paintings. The art style was good. I thought the fact that you got Maul's roar in the saber was excellent. I liked the Devon character. I felt so sorry for that lizard Jedi because we knew he was gonna.
Yeah, when you seen him stay behind with Maul, you knew he was dead.
That look when he looked around and Maul had pushed him and he looked around and looked for him, I was like, you know he gone. Why are you looking? You know he's gone. But that ending with Vader, um, I thought was cool. Plus, again, we got to see another side of the cityscapes, the underworlds, the how a police force worked, full of droids. You know what I mean? Like you're saying you're tired of the same old stuff, but here was something a little bit different. Here was that was it that Project 1313 where you're supposed to see the seedier side of Star Wars, the smugglers, the criminals, the street gangs, the mobs.
The toxic waste dumping.
Yeah, that was. I shall report this. Oh well, perhaps that's not on the highest list of priorities. I thought that you know what I mean. For the first time, I felt hopeful, and now I'm really feeling hopeful for this Mandalorian Grogu movie. Um, but again, if it doesn't reach where it reaches, at least I will have this one brief moment that I watched the second shot of Star Wars kind of get injected by something that I really liked, which was the Mandalorians, that sparked a whole culture of stuff. And even if it does go bad, I still love, calling myself a Mandalorian. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
loved it. I thought that was cool. Um,
really hope. I
And
hope it does well because because if it doesn't, I don't know what they're going to do going forward. And I am not excited, like you said, about that Ryan Gosling movie. So I really want this to succeed.
oh yeah, but you know what's so interesting about all of us sitting here talking, and all of us are all OGs. You know, we've been around for a while, but I have started to accept that there's going to be some shows and movies that I may not personally like, but it does have the title Star Wars over top of it, and it brings us together to talk about it. Well, whether we rip it apart or whether we embrace it or whether we just kind of nitpick the good things over the bad things, to me, it keeps the force alive, you might say. And all it takes is for us Star Wars fans to just stop watching it, turning the page, or going to something else. Then it's just going to be an antique. It's not going to be anything good anymore. So I think that it's good that us fans can get together, talk about it, whether it's good or bad, and still be able to enjoy it. I mean, I never really liked Andor, but I enjoyed talking to you guys about it. You know, why not? Phantom Menace. It was more hype than it was stories, but it was great to be able to be around my friends. So maybe Star Wars for different people, but I think Star Wars is about family and friends and damn good conversations. Damn
well,
good
I'm
conversations.
I'm gonna be like Mark, and I will buy whatever DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever else comes on, so I'll have what I want, and to hell with the rest.
At There you go. Our own Star Wars backup.
Our own Star Wars. Um, that was one of the things that I love. All right, guys, look, we're gonna, it's gonna be a while before anything else comes back. Jedi Joe and I figured we'd try to keep this kind of thing in rotation. And what we want to do is come back the week of The Mandalorian by start talking about The Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mark.
So, at the Cinco de Mayo. Oh, perfect. So, we will return on the 19th, and we'll be talking about season 1 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mark.
Okay.
So, if you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome. If there's anybody out there that's listening to us that yeah, there's nothing like OG Star Wars. I second that. I damn sure second that. If you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome. I'll open it up to everyone so you guys can come in and join us in the chat and everything else. But we're going to be talking about um, season one of The Mandalorian. Maybe uh, get into it, and of course, after the movie drops, we'll be talking about the movie. And unfortunately, for those of you who have not seen that movie, by that opening weekend, you may not want to tune in the show because we're not waiting a whole week or so for you guys to go to the movies to see it. It is what it is. I'm going to be excited because I'm seeing it Thursday at 3 o'clock in IMAX, and then Jedi Joe has procured an event at the theaters for it to be a Friday and Saturday event cosplay for the Mandalorian itself. So we'll have seen it at least 2 or 3 times by the time we get back here, and we're gonna talk about it. It's just it is what it is. We're gonna have to talk about it, good or bad. Hopefully, praying, fingers crossed, good. But if it's bad, I am not going to. I'm not gonna spare him. I'm not gonna spare it, even though it's something that I love. It's something that I created my group about. If it's bad, it's bad. But the good thing is, I won't harp on it like I do the acolyte. Mark, you got anything?
No, I think that's pretty much covers it.
Okay.
I probably will still be doing a review of that movie that Sunday when it comes out. Just Vonda and I, since we'll just do a review, but we won't go into the story.
Bro,
And
you
then
can go. Look, you do you. That is your show. You guys do you, because you're gonna have to come back over here and talk on it with us anyway.
that's true. So yeah, we'll do us, and then that'll be that following Tuesday then, right?
Yeah, we're doing ours on Tuesday. You can do yours on Sunday.
That'll work.
Yeah, don't stop doing what you do. That's what you do, bro.
All right.
Nothing stops us. We keep going. So, guys, this is the Mandalorian and the Jedi, and with us is, of course, Marky Mark and the Imperial Renegade leader Rob. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support, and we will see you on the 19th?
19th.
On the 19th with season 1 of The Mandalorian. Take care, guys.